Hey there, everybody. It's your good buddy, Roop, here to, well, come on, we all know what I'm here to do. I love talking about comic books, so here we go. First of all, I missed last week mainly because I have a new work schedule and I just it fell through the cracks. I apologize. Because of missing last week, I really don't see a need to discuss the whole Siege event, besides saying that I really thoroughly enjoyed the event, except for Fallen Sun. I'm fairly certain that reading this comic book gave me hepatitis. So I need to go get vaccinated or cured, and I hope that if you didn't buy it, you won't. And one other thing, Marvel, give Brian Reed a Warriors 3 comic book or whatever, because that man needs to keep writing Volstagg as long as possible. Siege Embedded was, for the most part, wonderful. I enjoyed it. Way to go. Two books from last week we need to discuss. Astonishing X-Men Xenogenesis, whatever, #1. Yes, I know. If you cared, Astonishing X-Men Ellis's initial run should end sometime this summer in theory. Of course, I have no faith that this will have any kind of regular shipping schedule, because it's Warren Ellis on an Astonishing. Hell, screw that. It's an Astonishing X-Men book. None of them have ever been on time, so screw that. I enjoyed this a lot, actually. The art took a minute to get used to, but once I did, I actually really found it kind of cool. I know that I've been told that doing this does absolutely nothing for anybody, but no one's told me how to edit YouTube yet, so screw it. Two things about this book, besides how much I really liked it. One, I have no idea timeline-wise when it takes place. Considering Storm has a mohawk, like in the 80s, but Emma, whatever. And Emma's here. Two, it's not for children. Not only based on the fact that the storyline itself destroys, I think, an entire African nation or city or whatever, but second, the art, going back to it, the amount of ass and boob shots we get, I'm sorry. This is either PG-13 or I'm becoming a fuddy-duddy. Either way, I wouldn't give this to a kid. The only other book from last week I really need to talk about is Wolverine 900. We know from history how much I really hate $5 books that offer nothing. Old Man Logan, finale, I'm looking at you. But this is one of those rare ones that I think was actually worth how much I paid for it. Only one story in this book that I think was awful, and really, Marrow's involved. No writer can make that character useful at all. If you didn't pick this up, and if you even don't want to spend $5 on a comic book, the three stories in here you have to read are One Night Only, The Worst There Is, and Birthday Boy. One of them is a reprint. I think it's Birthday Boy, but whatever. This was a very good anniversary special issue, whatever you want to call it. Now, going on to this week's books, Legion of Superheroes #1. I like the Legion of Superheroes. I really do. I even like the Mark Waid started volume that just happened, that most people didn't like it, that ended like 2 years ago. I thought it was fun. I view it like as an alternate timeline. But this one right here, I think my problem is I don't read Superman. I don't read a lot of DC, and issue 1 should be good for new readers. This isn't. This basically, you need to know what's been going on. Superman, like, at least past 4 years. Yes, that's an overlap of the old Legion book, which, whatever. Someone needs to write me a wiki page to understand this comic book. And again, I'm not stupid, and the fact that I need that much help to understand in issue 1 means that the issue 1 failed. And I don't put that on the writer, I put that on DC. This is just another long run into DC's things that just make me... You have such this great, wonderful universe, and you don't make it so that people can just jump in. And it just bothers me. Whatever. Okay, moving on. Again, it should have been new reader friendly. I don't think it was, and that makes this a fail. Avengers #1. First of all, I'm glad I got this cover, because like the other cover. Hold on, it's right here. Compare this pretty awesome cover to this piece of shit. I'm sorry. This is one ugly, ugly cover to a comic book. I'm so glad I found this, and I'm so glad I have it. This is a nice cover. No, to the comic itself. I didn't really get into Avengers until Disassemble. Before that, every time I read an Avengers book, I was bored out of my mind. This goes back to like the family ties stuff, blood ties, a lot of the 90s X-Men Avengers crossovers. So I'm not really nostalgic for like this cosmic, big world of Avengers, like every Kang stuff. That being said, I read this book and I could totally see why people miss this kind of Avengers. Yes, it's still Bendis, but this book has no place for ninjas. And except for that one panel, and I'm going to sit here and try to find it for you because, that's this one panel right here. It's right there. See that? Except for this one panel of Spider-Woman looking like she not only has cancer, but also is an AIDS patient. This was it's so distractingly bad that you actually have to focus on how bad that one little square of art is. Besides that, this is a very good comic. And I'm looking forward to issue 2, and I hope there's no ninjas in it. I like Kang. I like the way this ended. Avengers Next. I never saw the cartoon. This actually is inspiring me to go find that cartoon. Very, very good comic. The back issue thing here, the history of the Avengers, was actually really, really neat. I really enjoyed reading it. Way to go, Marvel. Good job on writing a good Bendis. I like Bendis. I like JR, whatever you call him. I enjoyed this. Good job. Good ending. Actually really makes me want issue 2 to come out like now. I want it right now. That's how good that ending was. And finally, this is a really short review. Short review. American Vampire #3. I'm only bringing this up because I keep reading other reviews on the internet about this comic book that make it like the end-all be-all. Like, this is wonderful. 10 out of 10. A+++. It's a good comic. It's not the end-all be-all of comic books, though. And that, like, issue 3 so far, issue 1 was okay, issue 2 was good. This is the best one of the 3, in my opinion. I like it. I'm going to keep reading it. But calm down, people. It's not perfect. It's not a 10 out of 10. It hasn't been it's barely been an A. I give it, so far, the 3 on average, I give a B+, at the max. It's a good read. If you don't read, if you don't read any books, if you don't read Vertigo books, just get off your ass and go find a good Vertigo book. If you do, keep reading it. If you haven't read it yet, the first trade will probably be like $10, which is a good price. And I'm sure you can find the first 3 at your comic book shop. That's it. I think this might actually be the shortest review ever. One special note besides, please, give me more questions for Ask Ru. As soon as Deadpool Mark with a Mouth ends, I have promised my buddy over the Outhousers, Wade Wilson, Mr. Wade Wilson himself, I'm sorry, that I will do a Deadpool-only special the week that Mark with a Mouth ends. So I'm going to do that, and everybody tune in. So, that's it. 8 minutes in. Later, peeps.